That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
But it's a very practical sentiment. Why, Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Well, is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones. Ralph's the biggest. So Ralph gets...
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Well, I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them and go to church.
Well, I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, just tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
But everybody's in it. Well, think how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Well, think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible now, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well,
Wouldn't you, Bob?
actually, Grace, I didn't plan to go this year. You know how crowded it always is. They can use my seat. And I'll just stay home and build a fire and put on my bathrobe and relax. There's never anything different about that Christmas pageant anyway.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
Oh, you just thought that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay $1 to be Joseph. He hates being Joseph just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, what are you going to be this year, Beth?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
Well, from what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. The way in the manger always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir? Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathroom or a bedsheet. Let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a lovely experience.
Mom, you know Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
They're right, of course. She directs the pageant, she runs the potluck supper, and she's in charge of the bazaar. Why, I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Well, yes.
Well, maybe she can run the hospital this year, because that's where she is. I ran into George at the drugstore, and he told me that his wife broke her leg. She's going to be in traction for 2 weeks, and then she'll be laid up till the first of the year.
The first of the year? Why, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the pageant, and she's in charge of the bazaar. Oh, I feel sorry for Helen. But who's going to do all those things?
Yes, Edna, I'll take over the bazaar. But I don't know what in the world we'll do about the Christmas pageant unless... Say, how about Grace?
I just can't, Irma. I've got company all Christmas week. Say, why don't I try Grace? Hello? Grace?
Bob,
Mm-hmm.
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Well, does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't exactly what you'd call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that had ever happened to it. It was always the same old carols, the same old Christmas story, and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them that we must choose our Mary carefully because Mary was, after all, the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph and that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck.
I do.
Beth, we need more salt and pepper. Napkins.
Okay.
And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors.
Are you going to save some for the rest of us there, Charlie?
I'm hungry. Leroy Herdman stole my lunch again.
Well, how can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
I don't know. Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise they'd get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that, and he could keep an eye on the shepherds too. Oh, another thing about the angel choir. Don't let them wear lipstick. They think that just because it's
Helen, I have to go. There's someone at my door.
But they have to wear lipstick. And look
Someone at my door, Helen. I'll talk to you later. Oh, yes, I'm coming.
Lady, could you spare me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Well, I was getting lonely over here at the table.
Well, I guess Helen feels lonely at the hospital.
As long as the phones are working.
I bet she told you about there are no small parts, only small actors. And getting someone to shove the baby angels on stage and make the shepherd shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Well, does that mean I have to go?
And Grace, don't get just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Or better yet, get 2 if you can. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you can always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said she was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't going to be any. Of course, my mother wasn't counting on the Herdmans. That was all Charlie's fault. Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch. Sure thing, here. Hey, you stole my dessert again.
And you know.
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right, that's what it was. You think it's so great to steal my lunch every day? I don't care if you steal my dessert.
I'll even give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
What kind of dessert?
All kinds of chocolate cake and candy bars and
You're a liar.
and donuts and
Who gives it to you?
the minister.
Why, is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school, huh? Hey, Ralph, listen to this.
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. Very next Sunday, there they were, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant. Hey! What's a pageant? It's a play. Like on TV? What's it about? It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary. Who's Mary? I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Come on. Oh, Beth. Okay. Charlie, you and David, come. Now, this won't take very long if we all settle down. Today, we're going to decide on who will play the main roles in our Christmas pageant. But, of course, everyone will have an important part to play. Well, you know what Mrs. Armstrong always tells you. There are no small parts, only small actors. Well, isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to sit in the front row of the angel choir, or
angel is just as important as Mary.
Well, I don't think anyone is as important as Mary. Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. But I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means that the shortest have to sit in the front row.
Are you kidding? Oh my gosh.
Sit down. Now, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, would you step out into the hall and see if anyone else is coming? Now, you little girls will be our angels. Be sure to remind your mother you need bed sheets. Oh, people in the angel choir will need bed sheets as well. And if anyone has any old bath, now what's wrong? Oh! Oh! Make room for the herd, man! Now, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Well, did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was say, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
Well, I see. Will somebody please remind Beverly about the rehearsals the next 4 Wednesdays after school? Plan to be to everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, of course, Mary and Joseph must absolutely come to every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we didn't even start yet.
We don't know that Beverly... Beverly! Oh, are you all right? Come and sit down. Oh, here. Now, I want you to think about Mary. We all know what kind of person Mary was. She was quiet and gentle and kind. And the girl who plays Mary should try to be that kind of person. Now, who would like to volunteer for this part? Did you have a question, Imogen?
No! I want to be Mary! And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'll just make a list of all those who volunteer for these parts, and then we'll all decide on who it should be. Ralph, Herdman. Now, is there anyone else who would like to be Joseph? Elmer, did I see you raise your hand?
No way.
Well, just raise your hands, please. Anybody? Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph, Herdman, be our Joseph. Now, Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. Now, are there any other names we can add to the list? Maxine. Beth. Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to. I'll be Mary!
Shut up, Gladys! I'm already Mary! You'll be a wise man.
Oh, but wise men are usually boys. But of course, they don't have to be, I suppose.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Claudia, do you want to be wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
Well, it's the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds. There, we do have some volunteers after all. Yes, David, would you like to be a wise man?
No, I just raised my hand to say I can't be a wise man. We're going to Philadelphia.
Well, why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. And I can't be a shepherd either.
And why not?
Well, my mother just said, don't be a shepherd. I'm not going to be a shepherd either.
Oh, yes, you are.
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them that Jesus is born.
And hits them.
Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it from anybody. Now, no shepherds may quit or get sick. Now, that's all for today, boys and girls. You may go. Oh! But I expect to see everybody here next Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, what in the world's wrong with you? Why didn't you you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know? Alice, I expected you to
Mrs. Bradley! Get Gladys off of me! Oh,
to volunteer. Don't you want to be Mary?
Mrs. Bradley! Come on, Alice. I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be Mary in this Christmas pageant, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, but I'm always Mary in Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick that pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow and grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow whispering out of your ear. Come on, Alice, you know she wouldn't do something like that. She would too. The Herdmans will do anything. Just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault. Come on, Maxine.
Jane, Edna McCarthy here. Did you hear about the... Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else would the 6 of them wind up in a Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, Irma Slocum, I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant, and is that a fact, all 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next to a zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? And where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins. Well, I'm a shut-in, and he wasn't visiting me. What was
I
it,
told
Mary?
Grace
the
you
church.
were just on the way.
Sorry, the collection place before they leave them out.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me, Grace. I'm on your side. Now let's go. The car's out this way.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman alive who can run a Christmas pageant. I'd made up my mind just to do the best job I could under the circumstances. But now, I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands and no one else did, and I don't care what anybody else
Good
says.
for you, Grace. Now the car's out this way.
And you're going to help me.
Well, does that mean...
Yes. You have to go. Now the inn is back here off stage, and the shepherds come in and
Where
gather
do the
around-
shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn?
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went
Why? To pay their taxes.
at a motel. Shut up, Ollie! Everybody, shut up! I want to hear her.
Begin at the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
But Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible before? Well, that's what this Christmas pageant is, so I'd better read it to you.
Do you believe that? They've never heard the Christmas story? Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is. And they never went to church in their whole life. till your dumb brother told him we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph came up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant. She was pregnant.
All right now, that's enough. We all know Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass.
I don't think it's very nice to see that Mary was pregnant. Well, she was. I don't think your mother should say that Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh! They didn't have room for Jesus.
Well, nobody knew that the baby was Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was wrong with Joseph? He didn't tell him. For being pregnant and everything. What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so Mary had to use whatever was there. Well, what would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We'd put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Oh, well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, and so you had to use something else.
We had a bed, only Ollie wouldn't get out of it. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That's pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for the animals.
What about the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It said it there. She wrapped them up in wadded up clothes.
Oh, you mean the swaddling clothes. Well, people used to wrap their babies up very tightly in large pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied up the baby and stuck him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare's at our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon...
Sam!
What?
Out of the black night with horrible
Gladys, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Mighty Monroe in Amazing Comics. Out of the black night with
But Gladys,
horrible
Gladys,
vanities.
this is the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the fields.
Out of nowhere, right? Out of the black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
And when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold, and frankincense,
What's that?
and myrrh. And, well, they were special things, spices and precious oil.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare. Were they the welfare, the wise men?
Oh, no, they were kings, and they were...
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. They're kings. They get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
And they were sent by Herod, who was, well, the main king. And he wanted to find the baby Jesus, and he put him to death.
My gosh! He just got born? They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Oh, well, Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby and he's not even in the play? Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod! And he says, go get me that baby! And they say, okay, because he's a king and all. But then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod. I'm not gonna be Herod! No one is going to be Herod! No, Joseph got us all the shepherds together and we'll wipe out Herod. See? They're gonna put one in and it's gonna be me and I'll get killed!
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out the innkeeper.
Yes, I'm an angel.
pulling her electric finger out of it and turned into a pile of ash.
Yes, that!
What's the name of this place? You never said.
Christmas pageant.
That's the name. That's what it is.
I know a name. I know a name. I'd call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Revenge at Bethlehem! The Herdmans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. At least they chose the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But baby Jesus quit the play anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she was not going to let Imogene get her hands on him. So there was no baby Jesus. And that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the very last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book? It's, like a diary. Imogene curses and swears. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley calls Mary pregnant. Gladys drinks communion wine. This is not a diary. I don't care what it is that Gladys drinks. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make any noise because the Herdmans stole all the money out of it. And whenever you go into the ladies' room, the air is all blue. And Imogene Herdman sitting there in the Mary costume, smoking cigars. And you wrote all that down? What for? For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anybody else who wants to know what happened when the Christmas pageant turns out to be one big mess.
All right, everyone, let's settle down. Beth, you and Alice, come on over here so we can get started. Now, is everyone here? Now, this is our last rehearsal.
Oh,
and we're going to...
Grace, I just wanted to let you know that we're all back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal, isn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago? A little girl.
Yes, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, I
and
wondered how it would be if I were to call your niece and ask her if we could borrow the baby.
Grace, no! Oh, I could make some excuse and say the baby's sick and cranky all the time. But the truth is, she's perfectly healthy, happy, and beautiful. And we want her to stay that way. So we're not going to turn her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Oh.
Mrs. Bradley, I know someone who could play the part for baby Jesus. He's my new baby brother.
Well, I didn't know you had a new baby at your house.
He's not new, he's 4 years old. But he's double jointed, so he could probably scrunch up in a ball.
I don't think...
I'll get him, baby!
Well, how can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Imogene, you can't just walk off with somebody else's baby. Oh, I guess we'll forget about the baby. We'll just use a doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. A doll can't fight you.
Oh, and Imogene, you know Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I got my ears pierced. If I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, they won't grow together in an hour and a half. Now, what did your doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with an ice pick. I'll bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll have to find something smaller. Now, is this your costume? Is this what you're going to wear? You know, you're all supposed to have your costumes on today.
But I can't
angels don't wear balloons.
Mrs. Bradley, I've never been a shepherd before. I have not a clue what to wear.
You're supposed to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He hasn't got a bathrobe.
What does he hang around the house in?
What else? His underwear.
All right, now that's enough.
My dad.
Pretend you're wearing your costumes. Now, of course, we'll go through the whole thing. But first, we'll practice just the entrances. So everyone go to where you're supposed to be, and we'll start with the shepherds. Oh, and take the benches with you when you go. Read just the last few words, Maxine.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music. Shepherds.
And the angel of the Lord appeared to them.
No,
Out of the flesh.
No. Go on, Maxine.
And a multitude of heavenly hosts.
Music. Angels. Music. Wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him.
No, you don't say anything. Mary doesn't say anything. Mary and Joseph just make a lovely picture for us to look at while we think about Christmas and what it means. Now put the doll back.
I don't get to say anything. Some angel just walks up and tells me what to name my baby. I would have named him Bill.
Oh, what a terrible thing to say!
What angel was that? Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah! Unto you, a child is born!
Not unto them, unto me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No, Imogene. It just means that Jesus belongs to everybody. Unto all of us, a child is born.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? Why that angel Judas walk up and say name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said his name shall be Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
My gosh! You never get to the first grade if you have to write all that.
Be careful of that doll. No, you can't.
Mrs. Bradley, what should I do? Should I start over?
5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes.
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Alice was white. Imogene spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. When Mrs. McCarthy walked in there and saw all the smoke, she called the fire department, and they came right away.
Fire! Fire!
They dragged a fire hose through the building, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burned up. That made the ladies mad, and Mrs. McCarthy mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you have to call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was thick with it.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now, look, the church is full of firemen, and the streets are full of baby angels crying, and shepherds climbing all over the fire truck and half the neighborhood. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room in the church.
Pageant's mother was mad, the whole ladies' society was mad, and Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
Grace, I don't know what to think. I've been on the telephone all day. I can't make heads or tails of it. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Wellington says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
It was David talking about underwear, and they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burned up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me. But I'm not sure I meant the Herdmans. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
Oh, I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. It makes a good excuse.
And I'll bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
Everybody says it's going to be a
disaster? Well, they're wrong. This is going to be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had.
But Grace, I don't think anyone will come to see it.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie. But we were wrong. Christmas Eve night, the whole church was full. Everybody came to see what the Herdmans would do.
Wait till I turn on the lights. Now watch your step.
I still can't see where I'm going. So what in the world do you expect me to do with this thing?
Well, I thought it might look like a palm tree. But I can see now that it doesn't. Oh, I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. We've not once gone through the whole thing. And the Herdmans still think it's some kind of a spy story. This may be the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are down in the basement putting on bed sheets.
No, I mean ours.
We're here.
Where are your costumes? It's getting late.
It's just gonna be awful, you know? They look like trick-or-treat all fastened together with their moldy sneakers. Mary and Joseph, I mean. They look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were in a way, Mary and Joseph. Think about it. They were a long way from home. They didn't know anybody. They didn't have any place to stay. They were probably cold and tired and hungry and messy.
I don't know about cold and tired, but they sure are messy.
Oh, dear. Do you think I ought to go backstage
I
and see...
think you worry too much, Grace. Now, I'm going to push the baby angels on stage, and then I'm going to push the shepherds on stage and hand them their crooks, and then I'm going to push the wise men. When do I do all that?
Oh, here. Follow the script.
Okay. Baby angels, shepherds, wise men, Grace. It doesn't say where the fire engines come in.
Oh. Now, is everyone here? Beth, I want you and Alice down front where you can help with the baby angels. Now, is everyone on stage? Oh, I just want to see how you look. Gladys, where's your halo?
Our cat buried it. Listen, I think I have to tell them something besides baby cake. Why would they all get up and tear on backwards? Son of me, they don't even know. I have to tell them it's Jesus, and I ought to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. You tell them, unto you a child is born. And that's all you tell them. Now, let's everyone go backstage and try to be quiet while people are coming in. Oh, and good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck. Actors say break a
Oh,
leg.
well, I know that, but it's
Break a leg!
Oh, I don't think that's a very good idea. For those of you who don't know what it means, it's just a theatrical saying. It doesn't really mean break a leg. Oh, and Imogene. Try to remember that that is a baby. And for tonight, anyway, it's the baby Jesus.
And in the days of Caesar Augustus, a decree went out that all the land should be taxed. And Joseph went with his wife Mary, who was great with child. And they brought forth their firstborn son, and wrapped them in swaddling clothes, and laid them in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Away in a manger, no crib Lord has been, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the heavens looked down where he lay, the little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Look at them, aren't they awful? And what's Mary doing with the baby? She's burping him, as if he had colic. Well, he could have colic, just like any other baby. I don't care. It looks awful, and they look awful. So what? They just came a long way with no place to stay, and now they have a new baby to worry about. Who? Ralph and Imogene? No, Mary and Joseph. And in that region there were shepherds in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. While shepherds watched their flocks by night, while seated on the ground, the angel of the Lord came down, and glory shone around. Fear not, said he, for mighty dread has seized their troubled mind. Glad tidings of great joy I bring to you and all mankind. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about when the angel of the Lord appeared to them. Hey! Auntie, a child is born. It's Jesus, and he's in the barn. Go see him. He's over there. Go on. And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts, saying, Glory to God on the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we travel so far. Hills and mountains are blasted while we yonder stars. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. And they look awful too. And what's that Leroy's got? It's a ham. A ham? I bet they stole it. No, it's probably from their welfare basket. You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham. Well, even if they do hate ham, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their whole lives. Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yonder virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Look, Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Emma Jean and the rest of them? You know, Irma, this was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. I'm not sure why, but I think it was them. Could that be?
Oh, I always get weepy about the pageant. I guess it's the children and the carols and all. But you're right, it was the best one, and it should have been the worst.
There was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was different.
Yes, but you know, I like that. She had lots of spirit. Sometimes I can't even hear the angel of the Lord. I must go tell Grace.
I just wish now I'd let her have Eugene to be baby Jesus.
Irma, who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
Oh, no, that was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the Christmas pageant was about baby Jesus, but it was about more than that. It was about him and his parents, who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctor, nobody they knew, and then arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey. Some rich friends. But I guess that isn't the way it was for the Herdmans. For them, it was all different. Gladys saying, "He's in the barn, go see him," so they didn't have to stumble all over the countryside. And the wise man bringing such a sensible gift. After all, you can't eat frankincense. But I guess that isn't the way it was for Mary. For her, it was all wonder and mystery, as if she was just catching on to what the Christmas pageant was all about. Afterwards, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't eat all the cookies. They wouldn't have any cocoa, and they wouldn't even take their candy sticks.
Well, that's about it. Any kids left down in the basement?
No, everyone's gone. You're wearing your bathrobe. You're not going to wear it home, are you?
Well, why not? Maybe somebody will think I was a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being mistaken for a shepherd in this pageant.
Well, yes, you would. After the pageant, some old lady came up and hugged me because I was a shepherd.
Oh.
Should I bring this ham?
Oh, well, that's the Herdman's ham from their welfare basket. But they wouldn't take it back. Leroy said that it was a present, and you don't take back a present.
Leroy said that? They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendelkin.
And what about these lights?
Oh, they're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
It's almost midnight now. Hey, you guys, it's almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas